What's up, my Finna love sisters? Finna D coming to you all from Finna Team and News.
It's about, turning it and, into, on a reality show. For the people who are dwelling on the fact that I had a baby, a beautiful daughter, a beautiful, beautiful, smart daughter, with a beautiful person. Just know that at the end of the day, before there was any, and again, I take accountability for all my actions as a man, and I'm sorry that I hurt someone to that degree when it came to fulfilling a piece of my happiness. I've always been a family-oriented person, even though I'm not close with a bunch of my family, and I would have loved to create more family. But again, when you sacrifice, the business, it's only people that's running a real race don't understand. When you run in a race, sometimes you don't find time or can foresee that if that's not part of your real foundation. And for a long time, I thought that you get to somewhat of the top, because there was still some ways to go. When you get to somewhat of the top of a situation, and you think, yeah, this is what it is. Well, you know what? I've been fortunate enough to have a lot of stuff and do all that, but this is not what it is. A person need more than just this. They need foundation over everything. I've seen people with much less be more happier with their foundations, even where I'm at. And I'm sorry that make sure, no. I'm sorry that the emergence of life, how I decided to bring it, hurt her and the whole stereotype of what happens when a man does that. I understand that you can't make everyone happy in that instance, but I do not regret what happened. I was not trapped into what happened. As a matter of fact, and again, I'm profusely apologetic for the impact it caused. I realize that, but as a matter of fact, the mother of my child, when we discovered it, she was like, no, we don't need to. She was the first one to try to suggest an alternative, and I actually said no. And that's because of the joy that I needed to have in my life at the time. Whatever was happening at 100 miles an hour and happening right under me and around me, that, from whatever type of control freak people paid me out to be, there was a lot of things I couldn't control. But yeah, I could have controlled my actions better if I chose to. But until you've been in my shoes wholeheartedly to understand exactly what I was dealing with, you can't tell me nothing. I don't know too many men that could have done exactly what I did. And I'm not trying to be cocky. I'm not trying to act like I'm just saying the truth. I don't know too many people that could have done and bared the weight of what I did wholeheartedly. What happened is, family instead that family wasn't a priority like it should have been. When you chase something more and you start to forget, what's important and what's like it's never supposed to be the other way around. Like it's supposed to be this first, and we'll figure it out. We'll figure it all out, no matter what happens. But when it's not that no more, I wanted my son to have another sibling on this earth so that he can have somebody else to count on. So I have some immediate family. I want him to have blood.
Okay, I had to jump in. Of course, when the Instagram live started, it was daylight behind him. But I had to play this part first. I'm just letting you know because The next clip, you might see some daylight and be confused. Why did we see the nighttime in it? Nah, okay. It started in the day, okay, and then he was on there for over an hour. It started, in the evening time, and then the sunset went away and it got dark. But I'm mixing it up because I wanted to get to the main parts first. When you apologize and you take accountability, you leave it there. You don't apologize and then keep making excuses and then keep saying, if you were in my shoes, yes, you could have had the family. Okay. Basically, what he's saying is that Wendy chose her career over having more children, whether it was them adopting. If you watch her Lifetime, what's it on Lifetime, her movie, you will see that she had issues, having kids, and their son was and is a blessing. So it's not something like, having kids was easy for her. But yes, you could have moved on and had more children and a family and everything that fulfilled you by saying, I no longer want to be married, getting a divorce, and moving on with your life. You didn't have to cheat, have a kid on her, okay? And have her go through all of that emotional damage. So I understand the apology. I understand the acknowledgement of I was wrong. But you can't say all of that and add a but. Because that but just erase everything. What do you mean? And then saying that I chose to. I could have handled things better, but I chose to. That means you knew exactly what you were doing. You chose to do it, and you don't care. Wendy going through a lot right now. I pray and hope that she pulls through. But hey, let me get on here and publicly apologize and publicly take accountability. God forbid something happen, so my conscience can be clear that I publicly took accountability and I apologize. Entire Instagram live was filled with but until you're in my shoes, until this, until that. And but the way how he put it, she wanted to get rid of it. And he stepped in and said, absolutely not. As if getting rid of it but still sneaking around and cheating on his wife would have made anything better. Because they've been messing around for a while. And Wendy stayed. The kid was the deal breaker. But you know what? He had more to say. So I'm going to be quiet. This is where the daylight part comes in. And then it's going to get dark again. So let's get into it.
I have been fortunate enough, coming from Brownsville, Brooklyn, to have gone on a journey, been part of greatness, appreciative, humble. You're looking at somebody with a 10th grade education and a GED. And what I've been able to learn and also gather and teach myself, I've been fortunate. There's a few things I want to kind of address. I'm not going to take up too much of everybody's time. For the people that are here, whatever narratives that might be spun out there regarding me, my entire family, I want to first and foremost say that, I truly respect and appreciate all that I was able to experience with my ex-wife and what we were able to accomplish. What she accomplished clearly on her own, through her own merit, and what we were able to accomplish together. There has been, also with that, when it comes to my personal life, not my professional life, when it comes to my personal life, of what the public has been able to see in real time, I take full accountability for my actions and understanding, you know, how I might have hurt a lot of people, and that's where everything went left. But again, I take full accountability, and I stand on the principle of knowing that I did hurt somebody, and for that, I wish her nothing but the best, wellness, and support. Management that clearly put her in a life and death situation and denied medical coverage and care. And if it wasn't for my son and myself stepping in, that's it. And when I say step in, I mean when you got somebody telling, you know, my son, who's the most beautiful spirit on the place on this planet, you got people that's trying to objectify him right now because all he wants is his mother well. He don't care about none of that. He grew up in front of all of this. He don't know nothing, but he wants his mother well. Oh, you got somebody sitting there who just got there telling your son that no, you can't send these people up to a place to save her, to do a real wellness check. Not this control stuff that's happening now, a real wellness check. When you got somebody telling a 20-year-old that, to a point where he got to say, if you don't let these people upstairs to go look at my mom's, I'm calling 911. That's the only thing that allowed for rescuers to get up there. And 2 blood transfusions later, that queen's still here. With people who, because of, I don't know if it's pride, a narrative, a overall dissent, you know, I understand that there was a bunch of people around me that didn't want to be around me. I get it. I come from a certain place. I understand that there was a bunch of people that couldn't wait till I get out the way so that they can have their way. I get it, no. I understand. But the amount of people that knew exactly what was happening on my departure and not making sure that certain steps was in place, because certain departments that's supposed to be, when you had a normal situation, you're supposed to have different departments to deal with somebody of this magnitude in case anything happens. So i.e., you would have never seen this happen to a Ellen DeGeneres. You would have never seen this happen to a Jimmy Fallon. You don't hear about any of this stuff. But here, there's no installation for a person, and for the most part, there are people who absolutely know. You know, and I support Elizabeth. I salute Elizabeth Warren and her whole plight against the Wells Fargo system of banking and what's happening with these predatory people out here. And understand that whole fight, when you're dealing with these banks, it gets real crazy. It's a lot of people that are not in a position to have any kind of voice or platform, and they elderly or what have you, and they getting preyed upon with their wealth or whatever they have. And if you want to narrow that down to how our people is ranked in that, then it's even worse. The support I will continue to have for my son, the support that I will continue to have for his mom, no matter what takes takes place, you know, no matter, like there's stuff that y'all will never understand that goes on behind the scenes, and, you know, no matter what type of picture someone tries to paint. Just know that there's a lot that has been, there's a lot that has happened. And we will not rule out the fact that, you know, in a lot of situations, you know, you could be worth more dead than alive, depending on what kind of insurance policies and whatever people have. And I hope that God continue doing what he's doing, that the people that you're working the hardest for and making more money off of it than you will put you in a position where you look and being treated like some invalid, where you got to be pushed around in some wheelchair and fed in shores, and you clearly not there yet. Nothing against insure. Health is wealth. There's much more things you can put in your body. And right now, the person that you seeing, and I'm talking about my ex-wife, the person that you seeing now moving around and getting her wits about her and her wind beneath her feet is all due to my son's relentless work of changing around what was happening. Changing around something that was beginning to be real evil. So again, pray for him. And now he's fighting a vigilant fight to make sure that his mom's is good beyond anything. And you got a million people and devils and serpents and snakes and salamanders and all that, you know, trying and feeding and enabling. And let's be clear, the enabling happened at an all-time high when I was desperately trying to get right. I don't care how much partying we done did and drinks, whatever. You get to a point where you got to get right. But when people want to keep you in a certain state, they enable. You know, and there was enabling happening clearly after my departure. There was enabling happening towards the end of my departure. And there were people that basically were saying, like, you know, even though we know there's a certain level of help needed, we're not getting behind it. We're not supporting that. We just want to make sure that she, you know, that she can do it. To get specific about a lot of things, again, one of the many things that I did, you know, during the divorce, in the midst of, not just before the divorce, I'm talking about during, was very integral in helping my son save his mom's life, while current management was ready for her to die, leaving her to die, imminent danger, and was on call. And if you really want to keep it funky, that's, you know, the whole situation with DJ Booth, and that's you know, shouts to you, my dude, but to keep it funky, like, you know, he called me. I had to ask him why. He said because he couldn't call anybody else. A whole staff of people there, and she's in a damn near a state that is crazy. People know she's in this state. People have seen what happened. They see she's broadcasting from the house. You seeing what's happening. Because it's pre-taped, you don't do anything. You just cut off the feed and leave the DJ guy who happened to think fast, manning everything in the house. Where they do that at? You think if Ellen or somebody's broadcasting from their house that, you know, they would do that? Or Jimmy Fallon? Or the cast of The View? You would have at least 5 or 6 people on call. No, it was just Booth. And when he called me and told me what was happening, there was another individual that was there, that was there and knew. It was damn near like family that happened to jump in and see and help save. While management sat back and just let it all just happen. So, current management, y'all do the math. Y'all figure it out. Current and only management sat back. I happen to have been in New York taking care of some of I gotta come back down here and start my life. My son is in Florida. You gotta get an emergency medical team to come in and try to, a private one. And you got this guy denying coverage. He's denying coverage for this person to come on this, to come upstairs, for these people to come upstairs and save this woman's life. So when my son got to threaten and say, I'm going to call 911 if you don't let them up. You never decided to call in the midst of everything. You didn't even call to see about what previous doctor she might have had that I had knowledge of. You didn't try to follow up with none of that. So whatever went awry, and now you got a person that's just getting ready to, you know. You got a person that's getting ready to damn near die. And they got to have 2 blood transfusions later. But these are also the same people that in the midst of the whole breakup and a distraught person, emotionally distraught person, they decided to pick the management. They, like a real conflict of interest. They bring in people that they got in pocket to be involved. So now the whole control game is at an all-time high. It's all about control. They don't care if somebody gets well. They don't care if somebody is functional. It's about control. And the control that they felt they had after I left, the control they thought I had when I was there, and that was my ex-wife. This person was going through some real stuff before any baby news or anything happened. This is some real stuff happening, and I'm not trying to diss. It ain't about dissing. This is about understanding what a person got to go through. I've had many people on here and being able to let you know what it is. No, I am not getting back together with my ex. I'm currently cool. I'm happy. I wish her well. You know what I mean? I'm in my zone. I'm in my relationship. You know, with like I said, someone that's a rider no matter what anybody want to think. I'm trying to surround myself with good people that Kelvin Hunter, I'm cool with that. I was Cav, I'm still Cav. I'm appreciating Kelvin. I'm looking at that as a new lease on life. My health and wellness is not a shtick. Ever since, what me and my son went through. And let me be clear about that, just to add some clarity.
There you have it. He was on Instagram Live for over an hour, but I'm not going to post over an hour of what he had to say because there are times where he was simply talking in circles and really not speaking about anything that's relevant to what we're talking about. So I did not include those parts. Now, the part where he said that he, of course, his son, the last video I did on Whitney Williams, I said kudos to her son. I'm praying for Whitney. It's all you can hope for as a parent, that once you do an amazing job raising your kids, that they will be there for you. And he's doing an amazing job. So kudos to him. Also, regardless of how you feel about her ex-husband, he said that he played a part in saving her life, so kudos to him as well. He also made sure to clean up the part where he said that she have enablers, okay? Because he was in her life for over 20 years. So there are times in her life where people felt like he was the people that he's describing right now. So he made sure to clean that up, and we party, we did our thing. Make your own decision on what doing our thing was. However, I got to a point in my life where I wanted to do better. I cleaned up my act, and when I wanted my ex-wife, to do the same, her enablers did not want me to do that because it could control her under certain influence. I mean, he said it without really saying it. And then, of course, he made sure to confirm that absolutely not. Not that Wendy was even trying to get him back. I mean, she left. She could have stayed. She could have accepted the kid. She left, okay? So Wendy, but there were rumors going around that because of all of the backstabbing and betrayal going on, she went back to him, that they were back together. So he just confirmed that, he's with his ride or die, the side chick. Lord. Anyways, overall, I'm not going to drag this video into almost 30 minutes because we're almost there. I'm wishing Wendy well. She's in my prayers. Her son is also in my prayers because that's a lot for a young man. Yeah, he is stepping in and being the caregiver for his mother, and God bless him. I'm wishing all of you well and take care. And here, my final loves. Thank you all for your love and support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also, turn on notifications so when I do post, you're aware that I posted. And I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.